What's going on, lasagnas? It's your boy DylanLasagna here, and today, welcome to my Raw reactions for the May 23rd, 2016 episode, and what was a night full of Money in the Bank qualifying matches, or what should be Vegas in the Bank qualifying matches, because Money in the Bank is basically being held in Las Vegas this year, and Las Vegas being known for its city being filled with money. Anyway, the show doesn't actually start with qualifying matches, so I'll get to those in a second. It actually starts off with the returning Seth Rollins. He comes out to a standing ovation to the crowd. He soaks it all in. He says after 200 days, it's finally to be back in a WWE ring. But then he tells the fans to go fuck yourselves, because I don't care about you. I burned all your fan mail. I burned all your get well letters, so you can all go fuck yourselves. It's been about me, and it's always been about me. Seth Rollins is back to reestablish himself as a heel, so I guess they're saving his face turn for later. But anyway, here comes the already heel, as deemed by fans, Roman Reigns. He comes out to an enormous amount of boos that Seth Rollins could have been getting, but instead the cheers that Roman Reigns isn't getting, and he comes down to the ring, tries to get revenge for what Seth Rollins did to him at Extreme Rules, but Seth Rollins rolls out of the ring like the pussy it always is. But that's how the heels are anyway. But here comes Shane McMahon dancing his way out, and then announces that Roman Reigns will defend his WWE Championship against Seth Rollins at Money in the Bank. Maybe that will be the time that the double turn will happen. Who knows? But overall, it'll be an exciting match. And join me for my Money in the Bank predictions before the pay-per-view in 4 weeks, and it'll be exciting to see how this feud will develop by that time. We also had a bunch of those Money in the Bank qualifying matches that I spoke of earlier on in this video. We had Sami Zayn against Sheamus, Apollo Crews versus Chris Jericho, Dean Ambrose versus Dolph Ziggler, and Kevin Owens versus AJ Styles, and The Miz versus Cesaro in 5 Money in the Bank qualifying matches, in which they were pretty good. I'd say that out of the best was the main event, AJ Styles versus Kevin Owens. These two always seem to amaze me. This was a good main event. Like, it was amazing. But although not as good as their 2 previous encounters on Raw and SmackDown, but pretty good. Kevin Owens hit that Pop-Tart powerbomb onto the steel steps, and then AJ was about to hit that phenomenal forearm, but Kevin Owens flopped him, and then AJ hit his nards on the top rope, and then Kevin Owens took advantage of that, hit the Pop-Tart powerbomb again, and punched his ticket to Money in the Bank. But before that happened, AJ Styles praised Roman Reigns, put him over, and basically got a bunch of boos for that. And then here comes his clubmates Luke Gallows and Carl Bob Squarepants, and they're saying, without us, they're saying to AJ, they're telling him to take it back. Without us, you wouldn't be WWE champion. You better take that back, boy. And AJ's like, I didn't want to deal with you guys in the first place. I wanted to do this on my own from the very beginning. I didn't want your guys' help. And with that, Gallows and Anderson didn't want to be friends or partners with AJ anymore. So, does that mean they're going to turn on Styles the next week? I felt like they were going to turn on him after the match, but I guess they're saving that for next week or Money in the Bank, or who knows. Who knows? Like, time will tell. I just hope that throughout all this, AJ Styles does not turn heel at all. He's too popular. He's just too popular. But yeah, that's where it is right now. The other qualifiers had Dean Ambrose go up against Dolph Ziggler in a good guy versus good guy match. Although the crowd kind of wasn't really into it for some very odd reason. It was a good match. I don't know why they weren't just into it. Maybe because it wasn't spot worthy. Who knows? Dean Ambrose punches his ticket back into the Money in the Bank ladder match, hits Dirty Deeds onto Dolph Ziggler in a very good match, and I hope he can win it this year. He's my pick for this year's Money in the Bank. The other qualifiers had The Miz going up against Cesaro, which Cesaro won with the neutralizer, and Cesaro winning not only gets a Money in the Bank spot, but also gets him an Intercontinental Championship match on SmackDown, which we all know he's going to win by DQ because Maurice and all that jazz. Because I like The Miz as Intercontinental Champion right now. There's no way Cesaro's going to win this on Thursday on SmackDown. And I still don't believe Cesaro's going to win Money in the Bank, but it would be nice to see him win it. Although I still think Dean Ambrose is going to win it. See, that's already my prediction right there. Dean Ambrose has got to win Money in the Bank. We also had Apollo Crews go up against Chris Jericho. Speaking of Apollo Crews, he was attacked by Sheamus right before his match, but earlier in the night, right after Sheamus lost to Sami Zayn. And before I get into that match, Apollo Crews lost to Chris Jericho after a somewhat decent showing by Apollo Crews. Chris Jericho hit the code breaker, 1, 2, 3. Chris Jericho is back in Money in the Bank in his signature match he created. And now back to the Apollo Crews Sheamus thing. Yeah, for some odd reason, Sheamus decided to attack Apollo Crews, all because Sheamus lost to Sami Zayn. Decided to take out his frustration on Apollo Crews. He said, "You gotta get through me! All you new era superstars gotta go through me, fella! I am the gatekeeper, fella!" No, Sheamus is not the gatekeeper. You know who the gatekeeper is, Sheamus, of the new era? John Cena. John Cena's the gatekeeper. But maybe, yeah, this could be something like to keep both men busy, Apollo Crews and Sheamus, because Apollo Crews has got a lot of potential. I just don't know why WWE hasn't been using him lately. So that should be decent little feud. It's just that was a kind of good way for them to start because they both lost that night. Oh yeah, I almost forgot to talk about Sheamus losing to Sami Zayn. And what was a very good match too. That match was the first of the Money in the Bank qualifiers. And why were the announcers describing it as an upset win? Is it because Sami Zayn is smaller than Sheamus, or was it because Sheamus was a former Money in the Bank winner and now he's not qualifying? Who knows? I don't believe it was an upset win. I just think that Sami Zayn got his ticket punched to Money in the Bank, but I just don't think he's going to win it at this time because of Kevin Owens. Yeah, Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens are just gonna beat the hell out of each other in that match, and Dean Ambrose is gonna capitalize. But it's gonna be a fun, entertaining match. 5 of those 7 competitors are already in that match. Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, Chris Jericho, Cesaro, Dean Ambrose. Let's see next week who's gonna fill up those final 2 spots. I'm excited to see that. Man, the Money in the Bank line match is sure interesting this year. I like what they're doing this year. Rather than just announcing the participants like they did the previous 2 years, they're having their wrestlers compete for their spots. I like it. They have to do that more often with their battle royals, the Royal Rumble. They just gotta. They have to. Aside from the qualifiers and Seth Rollins returning, Another man that returned is a certified G and a bona fide stud, Enzo Amore. How you doing? Enzo Amore is back with a vengeance. Enzo Amore made his return to Monday Night Raw Big Cass introduced him back to the WWE Universe. And man, it's good to have him back. And he came back in a big way, helping Big Cass defeat Bubba Ray Dudley, taking care of Devin at ringside. And I'm so glad these two are back again as a tag team. Yeah. Hopefully they can give the New Day a run for their money. Speaking of the New Day, they brought out a cake. A cake to celebrate someone's birthday. Whose birthday? Raw's birthday. Raw turned 1,200 episodes old, which is almost 24, 23. I don't know. Yeah, Raw turned 1,200 years old. 1,200 episodes old. My bad. Anyway, they wanted to defeat the Social Outcasts in just a filler match, and they splattered Heath Slater with the cake, which the New Day didn't really get to eat, which was a waste. And the last worthy thing I want to talk about is Charlotte and the state of the Women's Championship. Dana Brooke was just basically out there for nothing. Charlotte was just out there talking about, oh, how my dad is all great and stuff, but now you need to get the fuck out of my ring. She didn't say, get the fuck out of my ring. She just said, get out of my ring now. And Ric Flair's like, what? They didn't really explain why Dana Brooke interfered at Extreme Rules. She was just standing there like... Anyway, Charlotte basically told Ric Flair that, oh, how he wasn't there for her for the past 30 years while Ric Flair was in the ring competing, while Charlotte had to watch him on TV, and now she is telling him that he can go through the same thing and watch Charlotte compete on TV and sit his lazy ass on the couch watching his daughter compete. And Ric Flair's over there crying, and Charlotte's like mocking him. It's like, oh, you're gonna cry, you little old bitch, Nate ass. Oh man, that was golden. She stumbled at times. She fell into those stone cold what chants, but it was a good heel promo. Like, not almost promo of the year, but it was just too good. That was mega heel Charlotte right there. She's finally breaking out into her own. I'm just glad they did this already. Otherwise, it would have been, if they did it later, it would have already been too late for Charlotte. But I'm just glad they finally got rid of Ric Flair. I mean, not that way, but they just split up Charlotte and Ric Flair. And Charlotte can finally become her own woman, other than being known as Ric Flair's daughter. What did they do with Dana Brooke from this? I honestly don't know. I just don't hope they pair her up with Charlotte. Anyway, guys, those were my Raw reactions for the May 23rd, 2016 episode. And the reason why I'm sitting here is because the lighting is better. Anyway, leave me your thoughts for yesterday's Raw in the comments below. And don't forget to drop a like on this video and you enjoyed my Raw reactions. Subscribe for more. Watch all my other previous videos, all my previous WWE predictions and reactions. And always be delicious.